And we are live. Hi, everybody. Thank you for watching. This is Captain PhD Tenure Track, our monthly show with a guest PhD student. So we're gonna have a beautiful guest who's gonna tell us about her research. Oh, okay. I am hearing myself, but now I am not hearing myself anymore. This was not a very smooth opening. But yeah, thanks for watching. We have a cast of captains and we're gonna interview our guest, learn about her research, and then make up an improv show from it. And that will be tonight's performance. So can I welcome all of the captains to turn on their cameras and do a little wave to say hi to our wonderful audience. Thanks, everybody. And next, we're going to welcome our guest. She's a PhD candidate in rhetoric at the University of Maryland, and she studies oppressive anger norms that regulate who gets heard in public and how Gen Z activists wield digital communication tools to fight back. So please join Britt Star. Thank you so much, Britt, for joining us and accepting to do this show. Can we start by asking you what is your dissertation about and what is your research?
Well, thank you for having me. As you briefly summarized, my dissertation looks at young women activists from Generation Z and how they are using social media in really innovative and interesting ways to challenge and even change anger norms, which are historically sexist and racist and ageist, and really function to kind of oppress people of different identities in different ways. So I'm really interested in how young women today are kind of fighting back against that oppression through communication technologies that allow them to kind of like model different behaviors than what has historically been like normalized or normative.
So does anger norms mean like kind of who is allowed to publicly express anger and be taken seriously?
That is a beautiful definition that I may just slip right into my dissertation. Yes. So if norms are kind of like practices or behaviors that are deemed kind of culturally appropriate, then like emotion norms are, what is acceptable, which emotions are acceptable for whom and when. And so, anger. I'm particularly interested in anger because I think it has some interesting resonances with like power and empowerment. And like feminist scholars have long shown how anger has been prohibited for women as like a tool of patriarchy to keep us, subordinated and in our place. So, and I think that's kind of shifting right now in some really interesting ways. So that's what I'm trying to look at.
You also study sort of how sort of the perception of anger versus the intent to be angry. Because I think a lot of times, like both myself and other women colleagues that I work with, like when we try to be direct, it gets perceived as angry. So we have to soften, and it's this whole kind of dance. I'm curious if you sort of parse out sort of intent to be angry versus perception of being angry.
Yes, that's such a great question. I think the project is rooted in that fact that when women are assertive, they are perceived to be angry. And so like my investment in this project is in order to kind of like dismantle that norm a bit and break it down and see how people are pushing back against that. Because my view is that if all people gain access equally to anger, right, then women won't be perceived and like demeaned or belittled or like discounted when they're assertive, like because anger is seen as a negative for them.
Oh, that's really interesting. So do you have an example of like how, like what tools people use to fight back, or like in what ways people are challenging these norms? Like
Yeah.
specifically?
Yes. So far I've been working on 2 different case studies. One probably you all have heard of, Greta Thunberg, the Swedish activist. She's now 18 years old, who has spurred this entire like global youth climate change movement. And she does really interesting things with emotion and rhetoric. And since I'm really interested in how like social media is enabling the challenging of norms, I'm looking at the ways that she uses her Twitter in really like snarky, sarcastic, clever ways. Maybe you remember when like Donald Trump has criticized her many times using Twitter, but one of them was the 2019 issue of Time magazine selected Greta Thunberg to be Person of the Year. And Trump like responded to that tweeting, you know, this is ridiculous. Greta needs to work on her anger management skills, like go watch an old fashioned movie with friends, chill, Greta, chill. So that's pretty close, but, and so then what she did was she put in her Twitter bio, you know, just an ordinary teenager, like watching an old fashioned movie with friends. So like, and she's done this repeatedly with the Brazilian president called her a brat, and she changed her Twitter bio to be brat. It was like pareio or something, brat in Brazilian. And there have just been like many instances of this where she uses Twitter to kind of like use world leaders' words against them when they criticize her specifically for being angry and outspoken. So that's one way. And then I also think Instagram is a fascinating and understudied platform. And I think part of why it's understudied is because its biggest demographic of users are young women. And because young women are spending so much time on Instagram right now, I think it's such a powerful tool for like producing culture and like modeling different norms if we want to be changing norms. And so my other case study that I've worked on so far, their name is Thandiwe Abdullah, and they helped found the Black Lives Matter Youth Vanguard in LA. And they use their Instagram account in just really interesting ways. They primarily use the stories. They're often like giving speeches at protests and marches, but then also, you know, just random kind of everyday stuff, but like never smiling, using the middle finger a lot, just these sort of like banal, you know, demonstrations of non-compliance with feminine norms that we're supposed to be like polite and accommodating and smiling and nice. So those are 2 of the case studies that I've been looking at so far.
Wow, that's really interesting, I think. Yeah, do you have what I was thinking is when I was thinking about the like the Greta example that you gave, or even the Instagram example that you gave, do you think these, because sometimes I feel like when I'm myself being sometimes politically active online, and sometimes I feel like, oh, this only works for people who are already convinced, or like, you know, or like we are, you know, a bit in a bubble. So like, do you find that it actually works in changing norms or reaching people other than the people who are already in your circle or already like supportive or approving of your message? Or yeah.
Right. Yeah, that's such a good question that I think so many of us who want change are trying to figure out, like, what's the value of kind of preaching to the choir, right? Where I stand on this right now is I think that I think in our sort of polarized, like, and somewhat toxic communication environment, it's really hard to change anyone's mind, right? Like, when was the last time your mind was changed by something someone said online? But I think we can become more educated on things that we're interested in, and we can be affected by people who we respect. And so I think that what these young women are doing, particularly I'm thinking about the Instagram example, like they only have in the tens of thousands of followers on Instagram. So they're not, you know, this global celebrity like Greta Thunberg. But I think, you know, still in the tens of thousands, like they have loyal followers who are into what they're doing. They're learning from this person's example. And so I do think it can have the power to shift culture. I just think it's kind of subtle. And this is maybe part of my theory that I've drawn from scholars of social change and rhetoric and communication about just how kind of contagious culture is. And this is where this actually gives me some hope as like an individual. We often can feel like, what can we do as one person? But I do believe in, and it's been shown, like the ripple effect of like how we all perform ourselves in public, you know, affects those who care about us to any degree. So I don't think that they're necessarily, I don't think Thandiwe Abdullah with her middle fingers out is, you know, convincing Republican politicians that like Black women get to be angry and they're like super rational in their anger. But I think that they're helping, especially if their audience is mostly like people like them or their age. You know, I think there's the possibility that Generation Z is able to model different norms for their own generation, and that will lead to change in the culture.
That's cool. I have one last question, but I don't know if someone else has questions. I'm gonna make sure I open it up.
No, this is all. I feel like I could ask 100 more questions.
Yeah.
But I'm like resisting.
Talk later.
So let me ask one more question and actually take this opportunity to admit one more player who's been watching us on Facebook and now wants to join us. So this is how we also change norms of improv. But yeah, so my question was, hi Alan. My question was, I think it's really fascinating everything you're talking about. And what I was thinking is there, in your research, in your dissertation, are you trying to, or do you have to sort of model whatever is happening now with like kind of past things, like or previous experiences of like how behavior has been changed and whether that is possible or doable given that the tools of communications have changed so much? Because I'm thinking about that in terms of, you know, if you do research, maybe you have to like reference the previous literature in the same field or whatever. But I'm like, okay, what does the literature look like, or what are the like other examples you are kind of referring in your research, knowing that it's almost hard to compare. Like Instagram kind of didn't exist 10 years ago, and so like, do you compare it to like other social movement and other communication methods to change norms, or yeah, how do you do, or is it like a whole different form, like method of research? Like how do you do that?
Yeah, great question. So there's a surprising amount of research, but I say that tentatively because it's still not very much because social media technologies are so nascent and recent. But there is a lot out there about Twitter, actually about Facebook. So this is where my research is at the intersection of three kind of areas of study. One is digital studies, one is rhetorical studies, and one is women's and gender studies. And so the digital studies piece is what has given me so many great frameworks for thinking through how like the design of social media or a given platform affects the way that we communicate, which has ripple out effects to the way that we practice democracy, right? So there's that piece that I'm applying with a much longer body of scholarship on like communication and social change and how that happens. So I'm trying to kind of like think with both of those together. And there is some scholarship on social media and social change and how these are working together. But like I said, the Instagram piece feels like I really haven't read much haven't been able to find much scholarship on that. So it is kind of like, how can I do this? How can I draw from what other people have done and, you know, come to my own conclusions, which ultimately that's like what I should be doing, right? As a scholar, you want to contribute new knowledge. So it's exciting.
Well, that's really cool. Thank you so much for your time and for all of your insightful explanations. And we are gonna do an improv show for you. And we'll see you again at the end.
All right, see you at the end. Break a leg.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Hi. So I would like super duper appreciate it. If you could, I don't know, maybe like not take my pens from my desk. Like, it's totally fine if you do. Like, it's like whatever. Like, I buy new pens, but I just wanted to maybe ask if like maybe you could not. Oh, I can't
Sorry.
hear you.
Sorry, something wrong with my throat today.
Yeah,
Morgan,
you're a little sick.
I had a pen emergency, okay?
Ooh,
And I really don't like the attitude you're taking with me
Oh,
right now.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I've just been so like my pens, they're like kind of expensive. Like I like to buy like really nice pens for like me, for myself. So it's
Okay.
like, you know
Yeah,
what I
well,
mean?
let me play devil's advocate here. Okay,
Okay,
Morgan?
yeah.
You didn't actually pay for those pens, right? The company paid for them, okay? And so you put in a supply order. So really, they're all of our pens.
Well, we have like a limit to the supply, the amount of money that we can put into the supply order, and that's kind of like how I choose to allocate like
Ren,
funds. I'm so sorry.
Ren, why is Morgan literally screaming at the top of her lungs at you?
I can't even hear the Nats game that I have on my iPod because Morgan is yelling so loud. I feel like I'm being attacked, James.
I'm trying to listen to the Ben Shapiro podcast and develop my analytical thinking skills, and I can't even hear my devil's advocate.
Right, and then she's getting mad at me about pens. Like, get your own pen, Morgan. So what if I, like, it doesn't even matter. It's a friggin' pen.
Yeah, that's like the thing. That's like the thing. I like did have my own pens. It's like it's fine.
Right.
Yeah.
Why is Morgan being like so hysterical right now?
I'm fine. I'm like totally fine, you guys.
So yeah, Morgan, that's why I called Beatrice from Human Resources. She's
Yeah.
gonna talk to you about how to treat the managers in the office because you know I have some ROI targets I have to hit this quarter, and I can't be dealing with your pen drama. So Beatrice, if you could tell Morgan how to communicate more effectively and respectfully, I would really appreciate that.
This is like such a thing. I just meant it to be like a really like quick convo, quick memo, you know?
You need to stop like all of the mannerisms. Like, what?
Oh,
this is like
I've been working on that.
unprofessional, and you like keep screaming, like
Ooh.
literally like I didn't even have to be called, though I was called in because this is a situation and you have to take it down a notch or maybe 2 notches, maybe even 3 notches. You just have to take it down.
I'm really sorry. Voice modulation is like totally this thing that I'm working on. It's just I'm just like not really.
So you're being so obnoxious. It's
Oh
unbelievable
no.
that people even just put up with you. Like, you should be grateful that you have a job at this company.
Oh, and
And
I am. I'm super grateful. It's just the pens. So
yeah,
I don't know if he like
stop
told you.
stealing everybody's pens, okay, Morgan? Like,
Well, that's
your pen.
a thing. It was my.
Yo, Beatrice.
Yeah.
I heard this joke. Do you want to hear it?
Yeah, please. I need
no.
when you laugh.
Ass, balls, dick, pussy, shit, fuck.
Oh my god.
You're funny, James.
But like I don't get it. Can you explain the joke?
God.
Like, can you explain like what's funny? Like about the joke?
What do you mean what's funny? I said ass, I said dick, I said pussy, I did all the funny comedic boxes.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh my god. You don't have a sense of humor, Morgan.
No, I totally do have a sense of humor. I think maybe it's just less word based, more joke
based,
humor based.
Okay.
Oh,
You know.
wow.
Anyway, you're like holding my pen. You're like holding it.
Yeah.
You're like holding my pen. My pen.
You're so you're so possessive about everything.
You guys are being so mean. You guys are being so mean to me.
Wait,
I'm sorry.
what?
What?
Yeah, you guys are like saying all this mean stuff to me.
Whoa.
That's,
No one's
Yeah.
ever
Hey, give me
communicated
my
that to me.
fucking pen back.
okay.
Whoa! Wait a
Put it in
minute.
my hand.
Where? Oh shit!
Thank you. Fuck you. Psh.
Morgan, we were always joking. This was all a big joke.
Yeah,
Wait
see,
a minute. This is
that was a funny
Jeez.
joke when I slapped you in the face. That was a fun
yes,
joke.
I like you actually. You're weird and violent.
Oh, thank you.
I'm
That
actually.
was
Yeah.
quite
You want to hang with the
I
guys and
did
grab
feel
some
that.
beers?
I'm more of like a wine person. I don't really like you guys. So,
So you're being weird again.
oh, I'm sorry.
Stop.
And scene.
Yeah, I really don't have any problems eating all this junk food. I mean, the research just isn't in yet. Like, I'm not so convinced that it's good or bad for you, but I know it tastes really good and I can't put it down. Oh,
Oh yeah, no, I mean, son, like I get it. I love that you're really academic and interested in learning. But I can tell you, I'm your dad.
yeah,
It's definitely bad for you.
yeah,
Sugar's bad for you. All the doctors agree.
yeah, Dad. I'm so glad that you are taking me driving because I really want to get my driver's license. So thanks for letting me drive. And I'm glad I'm not using my hands on the wheel because research is really not in yet about
Oh.
safety protocols while driving.
Put your hands on the wheel, son. Put your hands on the wheel. Son, put your hands on the wheel. Oh my God.
It's still a nascent field.
It's
Driving
not
is
a
still
nascent, son. Driving's been around for the last 70 years. It's not nascent.
it's very much nascent.
It's I've got to stop letting you go to the library because you're learning all these academic words and you're oh my God. Okay, can you just pull over? Can you just pull
Oh, was
over
that
for
a
a second?
speed bump? Or was it a speed encourager? I thought that was trying to encourage us to go faster. Let me just put these lead shoes on. Thanks for I've had
Lead
really bad
shoes?
posture my
Where
whole
did
life.
you get those?
Because I went
Lead
to
is
a
famously
doctor.
bad for you.
I went to a doctor at the mall. It was just one of those where they sell sunglasses. The guy also sold lead shoes. He said it would be good for my back. So I'm having a real hard time picking my foot up off this accelerator. Oh,
Because of the lead. Please, okay. Son, I'm terrified. We're gonna die. You're eating too much candy. You've got your foot on the driver's list. Please, can you just slow down for a second?
I don't think it's possible.
Move the lead over to the brake.
Have
Move
you
the lead
ever
over to
seen
the brake.
movie Speed?
Son, yes, I've seen the movie Speed.
If this car slows down under 32, I will no longer be having fun. It's not going to explode. I just won't be having fun anymore if the car slows down. So we got to keep going faster and faster.
Son,
There's no research on it yet. Fun has to keep going. There's not enough research
are you
on
familiar with the concept of death? Are you
No.
convinced about death at least? Okay.
No.
You're not convinced about death?
I've never experienced
I've
it.
raised a mad.
I don't think it's real.
And I'm going
I
to
think it's fake news.
fake
And
news.
scene.
We can't hear you, baby.
Excuse me. Welcome, United Nations presidents from all countries. We are here today to pass a resolution against the greatest threat to all of our nations. Gen Z activist girls. They are promoting memes against us on Instagram. They are tweeting snarky tweets, and they are threatening my re-election. I know you both feel similarly. Please vote in favor of this resolution to ban Gen Z girls from the internet.
Have you ever noticed? I didn't raise my hand, I'm sorry. Have you ever noticed that they show their shoulders these days? That is preposterous. That is absolutely insane.
So many bare shoulders.
Bare shoulders.
So many sunburns I have had to see that have burned my eyes.
Have you ever noticed, and thank you, Morgan, by the way, for not raising your hand, because in this assembly, we're not trying to create a safe space, okay? We're just following
Dangerous
the rules of the
space.
world. Yes. And have you noticed that these Gen Z girls, they don't even smile sometimes? Like, hello.
Don't even get me started.
And sometimes they don't even wear makeup. They're not trying to look pretty. How am I supposed to listen to a woman who's not pretty?
But when they do wear makeup, they don't even do it for me. They'll like do it for who? Who then? Who would they be doing it for?
Whoever reads their memes. And when they do these memes, it's actually ugly people in the memes. Who is supposed to identify with these?
What the hell is a meme?
No, we need to go back to the Wall Street Journal op-ed page, okay? We need their endorsements. We need hard-working men from our countries to band together, okay?
Yeah.
And get their daughters in line, because this is new, and I do not like it.
And you know what I really appreciate about this assembly is that we are all exactly on the same page. No one here is trying to sneak a little dislike button or whatever things they do on Instagram.
No,
Beep,
none of us are
beep.
trying to learn.
Alert! Olivia Rodrigo just tweeted something with hashtag Black Lives Matter at the end. Boop, boop, boop.
This is the threat that we're all facing, that we all need to be united against.
What the hell is a hashtag? What's
It's,
that even mean?
it starts like the name of a drug and it ends like the name of a weapon. It's not a good thing. It can't be a good thing. These tweets are more and more frequent. Let's vote. Let's vote on this resolution right now.
All those in favor of banning teenage girls from the internet forever? Aye.
Aye.
And the ayes have it, with no no's.
I'm glad that the three of us get to decide all of censorship.
And scene. Hey, digital organizers, thanks so much for responding to my posting on Craigslist. I'm really excited to have this team of you all who are going to be sort of shaping the future of public opinion. So I'm sure you're all really interested in learning about what issues we're going to be advocating for. And so mainly, this is going to be really a norm changing campaign. And it's going to be much more about sort of like shifting the beauty norms in our society more towards like 5'9", kind of like curly hair, skinny guys. And like fedoras, mustard shirts, sort of just like changing the norms around beauty to something a little bit more, I think, just. So do any of you guys have questions about that? Here, I'll take off my, this will be the talking fedora. So whoever's holding the talking fedora can speak. So
Okay.
okay.
After you.
I think they were first.
Yeah, I just want to clarify. Did you just describe yourself when you were talking about the norm that you want to establish as the beauty norm?
Oh, I mean, I guess I do have some things in common with the norm that we're going to be advocating for.
Sorry,
yes.
you didn't
but
take
it's
the fedora talking hat back before.
oh, Well, sorry. Yeah, you're right. Thank you. Yeah. So it's not like I'm just starting this campaign to try and make myself seem, do better in the dating sphere, if that's what you're asking. But yeah, no, it does happen to be that the thing we're going to be advocating for is something that is similar to the way that I look, but that's just a coincidence. Does anyone else have questions?
Ooh.
I think, yeah,
I just want to say, I don't want to be canceled. I don't know how it happens. I don't know what it is, but I hear it's a thing and I don't want to be canceled. I don't even know how I got invited to this because I don't do the computer thing.
Wait a minute. Your resume said you had 1 year of experience doing digital advocacy for MoveOn.com.
Yeah, I work with an abacus, and I was on the set of Mulan.
With an abacus on the set of Mulan? Are you saying some sort of autocorrect fiasco?
Yes.
Looks like you were an advocate at Mulan.
It's a gap in, I guess, what people are saying SEO.
That's not right. That's search engine optimization.
Here you go.
Okay. Yeah.
Can I have a Fedora?
Yeah.
If this campaign is just going to be photos of canceled celebrities, I don't think that it's going to be effective. I don't think we should have Armie Hammer as our celebrity spokesman for this beauty standard.
Okay, well, Armie is actually just a personal friend of mine, so that's pretty unfortunate. I'll admit he really doesn't work with the creative goals of the campaign because he does not look the way that I want to shift the beauty standard towards. But Armie, did you have something you wanted to say?
Oh, no, I'm just really laying low right now.
That's smart, Armie.
I think I showed up at a really bad time, so.
Yeah. I'm
gonna go back into hiding.
Okay, that's a good idea, Armie. Yeah, sorry. Did you have another question, guy who I'm probably gonna fire? Okay, no. You had a question?
This federal head system is not very convenient for people to talk about, but I just wanted to ask, is this campaign about you trying to not be canceled?
Okay, I don't know where the whole cancellation concept came from. This doesn't have anything to do with cancel culture.
Right. Sorry, you need the hat back.
No, that's not for you. I'm still holding it. Don't try and grab it. Okay, there we go. Stop, let go. I clearly am the one who stop pulling on it.
Those damn abacus fingers.
Abacus fingers. The grip is so strong. Jesus Christ. Okay. This isn't about people being canceled. This is just about shifting beauty norms, okay? Look, okay? Yes, I was recently swiped left on every single Tinder match. I did purchase a premium subscription so that I could see who was swiping left on me, and it was 100% of women, okay? But that is not why I'm doing this campaign. It's not just about trying to make myself more attractive and liked and shifting norms to be like me, but the truth is public opinion is malleable, beauty standards are fiction, so let's just shift the norms, all right?
And you said it was, Fedora. And you said this was $10 a post, $20 if we say James is a hottie with a body.
Yes.
And scene.
Yeah, so I just would like to change my name, my legal name, to Little Bitch. That's what I've been called today by Brando. Like, he doesn't matter, but I think it's good to reclaim the term, and so yeah, so it's a legal name change that I would like to make for my official ID documents.
let's get that paperwork rolling. Let's get that pushed up the bureaucracy. Okay. I do have a few concerns, less to do with my position as a legal name changer and more to do with just personally, like ethically, you know.
Yeah, I don't really need
What?
to hear your concerns. I just need to take your pen actually so that I can fill the form.
Oh, but
Can I-
it's my pen. It's my pen. And if you take it,
I don't really care if it's your pen. I just need your pen to fill the form, and then you do your job, which is to change my name legally.
I'm so sorry. I think there's a little bit of a discrepancy between your wants and my the concept of a possession. So I was just thinking maybe I could keep my pen and I can just change your name, because if you take my pen, it'll make it really hard for me to change your name.
Okay, fine. Yeah, I can. I just need a pen to fill the form to write my new name, which is Little Bitch, on it. But I can give it back to you after. That's fine.
You're gonna give it back after, right? Because I I go a little crazy when people don't give my pens back.
Okay.
I
Yeah.
go a little crazy.
Did I just hear someone telling a joke? I thought I heard someone say little bitch.
It's not a joke. It's my name. Okay.
Is your name?
Yeah.
But that's a word that I use to make you feel bad.
Well, now it's my name. Suck it, bro.
That's actually his name.
I'm having a heart attack.
Damn. Talk about.
Oh wait. Well, he did steal my pen, so I guess if he dies, it's like c'est la vie. Here's my pen.
Thank you.
It's $800. So you.
Oh wow, that's an expensive pen. Yeah, I understand why you're particular about them. Then if you pay a lot of money for them.
Yeah,
do
you
think
have
I
to
should-
give it back.
Do you think I should put little in first name and bitch in middle name, or little bitch as a composed first name?
I think a mono, like whatever, like a mono name, whatever those are called, like Beyonce.
Oh,
Prince.
so just one word, little bitch.
Little
Yeah.
bitch.
I like it. Maybe I'll write it LILBITCH. That it looks cooler.
Little
Tag out.
apostrophe in there.
Tag out Beatrice. Morgan, since James died in that freak office heart
so
attack,
crazy, right?
we've come to realize that, you have been really just trying to make your emotions known, and that if we had listened to you, James could still be with us.
Yeah, my therapist is so proud of me.
And you really, I know it's a little bit awkward at, James's virtual Zoom funeral to mention this, but we've all decided as a company that you really deserve to be the CEO, and you are the best employee, and James would have really wanted you to be our boss.
Oh my God. Yes, like funeral, probably not the best time to, go over the promotional process, move things up the bureaucracy. But I really do appreciate the sentiment. Like, I have wanted this for so long. You have no freaking idea.
And Morgan keeps getting promoted and promoted until she's eventually the UN rep for the United States at the meeting the next year.
Hi. So like, what's up? I'm seriously like so for putting making everybody can have internet, Like everybody.
This goes against the resolution. The top 5 superpower countries voted for last year. Are you seriously telling us the United States can no longer support what has kept world peace for the past year?
Yeah, you know, world peace. That's what you call it. Authoritarianism. That's what all the kids are calling it these days. You know, the proper term for a government.
Alert! Olivia Rodrigo has just tweeted, #James is a hottie with a body.
That's for sure.
Nature is restored.
Everybody.
Will you come back on?
Yes. Can we welcome back our Britt? Thank you so much.
Fun.
Sorry, Renan, I cut your reaction off.
No, I was hoping you would freeze it. That was fun.
Yeah, thank you so much, Britt, for your stories and letting us get weird with them. Can you give us something that we like to do with our PhD guests, because you are in academia and we are not. And so we would like to get a grade on, not the improv, which is always fabulous, but on what we did about rhetoric. So can we get a rhetoric grade, please, from you, the expert?
So you may not be surprised to find out that I'm trying to challenge grading norms.
Yes.
So I'm not going to give you a letter grade because it's kind of problematic and very complicated. And we didn't really establish like expectations to begin with. So. But I will tell you that you did a really impressive, excellent job quickly applying concepts of gender norms and stereotypes and reclaiming the term little bitch and beauty standards are malleable and the perceived danger of young people having access to social media. So I applaud you. Very well done.
Thank you so much. That was lovely. And what a nice way to end the show by breaking another norm. So I'm going to thank our audience for watching us and being what's the word when you break norms? I don't know, to being disruptive with us, and come again next month. We have this show every month. So we have follow us on YouTube, follow us on Instagram. Come again for the next show.